Hey there and welcome back. I recently bought myself a 3D printer and I've got nothing to put it on. It's currently sitting on the floor in my office. So today, I'm going to get into furniture making and build myself a cabinet to put it on. Instead of going the economical route and using plywood, I'm instead going to use solid maple. Let's go ahead and get into it, see how it goes. All right, I'm going to get started with this maple here. I'm going to cut it down to about 32 inches long and then rip it so it'll fit on the joiner. I need to get this thing glued up, but first I'm going to add some dowels, mostly for alignment purposes and to help keep it flat. All right, now I'm going to repeat this entire process to make the other panel. All right, so I've got one of the sides set up on the CNC. I want this to have adjustable shelves on the inside, so I'm going to use the CNC to create little holes for the shelf pins. It's also going to route a groove on the back side here for the back panel to slide in. Let's get this going. All right, so I've got the inside of both pieces done. Now I've got a 90-degree V-bit in there. I'm just gonna do like a simple profile on the outside just to make it a little more interesting. I feel like it might look a little bland as it is. All right, I've got this plywood here and I'm going to use this as the base, the bottom of the cabinet, as well as the shelves. But the first thing I'm gonna do is cut the base. All right, I went ahead and sanded the inside of the side pieces. Now I'm going to drill some pocket holes in this and get it ready to assemble. All right, I'm going to start assembling this thing. This was one of the first things I printed, these squares. The idea here is to keep everything square as I glue and screw. right, now that I've got the carcass more or less set up, I'm going to cut a piece for the back. This is just 1/4 inch Luan plywood. I'm gonna cut it to width first. Because I'm dumb.
You're so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
I forgot to route a channel on the bottom here for this to slide into. So what I'm going to do instead is going to cut a thin piece of plywood, the exact thickness is this, glue and nail it onto there, at which point I can nail this from the inside. Aesthetically, this isn't going to look the best, but it's on the back, and honestly, no one's going to see it. I'll know it's there, and it'll annoy the hell out of me, though. I'm gonna get working on the top of the cabinet now. It's going to be a simple edge grain top. So I'm gonna start running this through the planer. Let's get it over there. So I want the top to be at least 1.5 inches thick. So I'm going to cut my strips at 1 3/4 so I have some wiggle room. All right, now I'm going to start cutting the rails and stiles for the front of the cabinet. They're going to be about 1.5 inches wide, so I'm going to cut them about 2 inches wide and then mill them down. So I've got my rails and stiles here cut to size and we're good to go. Now, traditional cabinetry has their rails and stiles mortised and tenon together. I have neither the skill or the setup for that, so instead I'm going to do half-lap joints, which is something I've actually never done before. So I think I've got the table saw set up correctly. We're gonna get it going. All right, it's been a few hours. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the clamps. Now, unfortunately, this is too wide to fit through my planer, so I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way with a hand plane and get it nice and smooth. Just kidding, I'm gonna use the CNC. As you can see, this thing is far from flat. I'm gonna have to make a few passes, I think. Also, it's gonna create a ton of dust, so I've got the dust collection on there. Sorry about that. I had to remove a lot of material off this thing to get it flat. I was afraid it was going to be too much, but it ended up being exactly 1.5 inches, and that's what I was shooting for. So now I'm going to get this thing squared up. All right, I'm digging the way this is going so far. I'm going to use this sled jig that I made to cut a bit of a profile on the 3 overhanging sides. It's going to be flush against the wall, so the back of the top will be flush against the back of the cabinet. Anyway, let's give this a try. Hopefully I don't screw it up. While we're waiting for the glue to dry, I'm going to work on the door here. I've designed an octagon pattern that'll be carved in here using this pointed roundover bit. Should make a pretty cool effect, at least I hope. Let's get it going. All right, folks, the time has come to glue this front frame on here, and it's totally nerve-wracking.
You nerve-wracking sons of bitches.
All right, at this point, I'm going to get the top on this thing. Now, to allow for wood movement, I'm going to drill holes way bigger than they need to be and screw in from the bottom. That way, when the wood expands and contracts, it'll have somewhere to go. All right, at this point, I'm going to attempt to get this door put on. I've never put in a door like this, and I've never used this style of hinge, so it's gonna be a learning experience for sure. I think I got a pretty good idea. Think being the operative word here. I'm gonna attach some double-sided tape to these. That way when I put the door on here, hopefully it'll stick. I can mark the holes from back.
What did he say?
From the back. All right, after a lot of cussing, some trial and error, it finally opens as it should. I wasn't quite expecting it to sit so proud of the surface, but whatever. Well, I'm gonna give that some time to soak in. That's gonna do it.